Captain to bridge.
Spock here.
Any signs of life?
Negative.
Have you tried all hailing frequencies?
Affirmative. No answer from the cube.
Have the department heads meet me on the bridge.
Already standing by.
If you're asking a logical decision to make.
No, I'm not. The mission of the Enterprise is to seek out and contact alien life.
Balak's message, it was heard all over the ship.
Captain to crew.
Those of you who have served for long on this vessel have encountered alien life forms. You know the greatest danger facing us is ourselves, an irrational fear of the unknown. But there's no such thing as the unknown. Only things temporarily hidden, temporarily not understood. In most cases, we have found that intelligence, capable of a civilization, is capable of understanding peaceful gestures. Surely a life form advanced enough for space travel is advanced enough to eventually understand our motives. All decks, stand by. Life sciences.
Same report.
So are we gonna just let it hold us here? We've got phaser weapons. I vote we blast it.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Bailey, when this becomes a democracy.
It's time for action, gentlemen. Mr. Bailey.
Bridge to phaser gun crew.
Countermand. I'll select what kind of action, Mr.
I'm
Bailey.
sorry, sir. I thought you meant
Explaining, Mr. Bailey. I haven't requested an explanation. Now, as I was about to say, Navigator, plot us a spiral course away from the cube.
Yes, sir.
We'll try pulling away from it.
Yes, sir.
Dark. Sorry.
Oh, having other things on your mind? My fault. I don't know how in the devil you kept from punching me in the face.
Well, Scotty has found the transwarp device and figured out that Harrison went to Kronos, the Klingon homeworld. So he goes to the Admiral, wanting to go after Harrison.
He's got to be hiding there, sir. He knows if we even go near Klingon space, it'd be all-out war. Starfleet can't go after him, but I can.
So you're not in Starfleet anymore? Best news I've heard all movie. Well, Admiral Marcus is convinced war with the Klingons is coming any way you slice it.
London was not an archive. It was a top-secret branch of Starfleet designated Section 31. They were developing defense technology and training our officers to gather intelligence on the Klingons and any other potential enemy who means to do us harm.
That kind of information is so vital I invented a cover story for people of higher rank than you. But do you know why I told you? Because you believe I can pull this mission off. No, because you're such a jackass you'll get yourself killed before you tell anyone else.
Harrison was one of our top agents.
Well, now he's a fugitive, and I want to take him out.
Pike always said you were one of our best and brightest.
Now he's dead. This goes to show how good his judgment was. So yeah, Kirk's a captain again. That was a short-lived demotion, wasn't it? And his job is to use these special torpedoes that Section 31 designed to shoot Harrison from outside Klingon space. They're stealth, so they'll go undetected. Kirk's on board. Shooting Harrison sounds good in his book, although his book is one about a hungry caterpillar. He asks that Spock be put back on his team, and that's agreed to also. This whole thing has been completely undone in about 24 hours. Aside the fact that Pike is dead, it's like coming to Earth never happened. Anyway, Spock points out their mission is dubious. You can't kill someone without a trial, even in this rebooted Federation. But Kirk refuses to let anything like being illegal or immoral get in the way of shooting Harrison. There's nothing stopping him from going to Kronos.
Captain Kirk. Science Officer Wallace. I've been assigned to the Enterprise by Admiral Marcus.
Although something may slow him down slightly if he plays his cards right. Hi. Just so you know, I approve of wearing thongs on duty. That's great, I brought all my flip-flops for this trip. When they arrive on the Enterprise, they get to listen to Scotty's complaints now. He's not happy with him bringing on weapons that he knows nothing about. And this isn't a case of the I'm the big swinging dick. He has to be sure that this isn't going to fuck up the ship in some way. Keeping it unfucked is his most important job, after all. And he handles that like an ex-Navy SEAL with a 16-year-old daughter. He tries explaining that to Kirk.
Do you know what this is, Captain? I don't have time for a lecture, Scotty.
Do you know what this is?
It's a warp core.
It's a radioactive catastrophe waiting to happen.
Kinda like you, sir. Scotty makes it clear that he's drawing a line in the sand here. He's already steamed that Starfleet took his super transporter specs project away from him, only for it to wind up letting a psychopath get to pretend that he's Hiro Nakamura while assassinating people.
This is clearly a military operation. Is that what we are now?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got weapons. NASA didn't put machine guns or Sidewinder missiles on the space shuttle. And you've got ranks, and you've got bases, and you've got all that other stuff. Look, Starfleet isn't a military the same way that Donald Trump isn't white. Perhaps in some technical sense it might be true, but we all know what the reality really is. So Kirk orders him to do it, but Scotty can't in good conscience bring these things on board and risk killing everyone. So he says he'll resign rather than carry it out. So Kirk accepts his resignation, because Kirk is a dick. Way to show me how I was misjudging him, movie. So, how long before you show him playing grab-ass with Wallace, huh? So with Uhura, Kirk opens up about how much things suck.
Actually, Scotty just quit. And your boyfriend's second-guessing me every chance he gets.
How is it that everybody can't see that I'm right about everything all the time?
I don't know, maybe it's me.
It's not you.
No, it fucking is. Anyway, Kirk decides that to replace Scotty, he'll turn to Chekhov. And at this point, why not?
Good. You're my new chief. Go put on the red shirt.
That's never something you want to hear on Star Trek. That's right next to, check and see if it's friendly. So as they head there, Kirk tells everyone what their orders are, but instead of firing the torpedo, he announces they're going to fly in and pick up Harrison so that he can stand trial on Earth, something that Spock approves of. What he doesn't approve of is the presence of Wallace, whom he confirms was never assigned to the Enterprise. Nice security. Is it anyone can get on board or just anyone who looks like an underwear model can? Luckily, she's not a spy. She's Admiral Marcus's daughter, and she wants to explain, but can't because the ship suddenly drops out of warp. Something was wrong with the coolant, so Chekhov had to grab the big emergency brake lever to stop the ship. I admit, I don't know if it is actually a big lever, but since the ship is a brewery, I'm just going to play the odds here. Well, Kirk decides to just go ahead with the capture plan. He, Spock, and Uhura will do that. Chekhov will fix the ship. Sulu will take command and threaten to fire those torpedoes at Harrison if he refuses to surrender. And Bones will stand here and say things like, "Damn it, Jim! Everyone's got a job now." Everyone on the mission is going to be wearing civilian clothes, and they'll take Harry Mudd's ship that they confiscated from him. That way there's nothing connecting them back to Starfleet in case things go wrong. And I'm betting they will.
It is unlikely that he will come willingly. I calculate the odds of him attempting to kill us at 91.6%.
Fantastic.
Good thing you don't care about dying.
Here we go.
I am sorry, Lieutenant. I could not hear what you
Oh,
said.
I didn't say anything. Actually, I'd be happy to speak if you're willing to listen to me.
Guys.
Lieutenant, I would prefer to discuss this in private.
You prefer not to discuss this at all. That's what you prefer.
Are you really going to do this right now?
What never seems to require your undivided focus.
Guys.
I'm sorry, Captain. Just 2 seconds.
Am I the only one who would be more comfortable if this was the Red Dwarf crew trying to stop Harrison? Show of hands. Well, Spock finally speaks up.
It is true I chose not to feel anything upon realizing that my own life was ending. As Admiral Pike was dying, I joined with his consciousness.
Yeah, about that. I was kind of hoping you would now explain what it was you were trying to do, like dampen his pain or something. Apparently it was just voyeurism. Kind of undermines the touching moment that Spock is trying to have, so the Klingons decide to take matters into their own hands and make this an action chase.
Any sign of him?
No, which worries me.
We lost him.
Or they're jamming our scanners.
Or we lost him.
This guy really seems to think he can just insist things aren't as they are and the universe will be accommodating. It's like he's made obstinance a lifestyle choice.
They're ordering us to land. Captain, they're gonna want to know why we're here. And they're gonna torture us, question us, and they're gonna kill us.
In that order, or is it optional? Kirk is in favor of heading out guns blazing, but Uhura would prefer trying to talk their way out of this. So she's given the chance. Well, the Klingons refuse to cooperate, just there to show off their makeup change. But the day is saved when Harrison arrives and begins shooting all the Klingons. Kirk, Spock, and the Red Shirts join in. Spock knows if he was getting an earful before, he would really be getting one if he didn't hop into the firefight. Together, they get this action scene going. When it's finally done, Harrison demands to know how many of those torpedoes Sulu mentioned are there, and Spock tells him 72. So Harrison surrenders to Kirk.
I accept your surrender.
Not really much of a good guy thing to do, but I suppose you might say that when you're so emotionally disturbed... Okay, got it out of our system now. You know, the Klingons might be coming... You know, we've shown that Kirk is an arrogant, womanizing, irresponsible jerk who blames his own failings on others, but... just not sure we've done enough to make the audience hate him. How about if we have him beat an unresisting prisoner over and over and over until others have to practically drag him off? You, sir, are getting a motherfucking raise!
Cuff him.
Oh yeah, that'll make it easier to kick him in the groin for a while. So Harrison is brought to the Enterprise, and Kirk would like to know what's up with him.
No, but he just took out a squad of Klingons single-handedly. I want to know how.
Sounds like we have a Superman on board.
Well, thanks, Doctor. I try. I meant, from now on, when we go to warp, I'm going to say, up, up, and away. You have no understanding of humility, do you, Jim? Of course I do. That's why I have climate control in my hot tub room. They take a blood sample from Harrison, but Kirk insists on talking privately to the prisoner, who gives Kirk coordinates near Earth to check out. Well, being stuck here means that there's no way of seeing what's going on back near Earth, so they're going to need some help there. And of course, Kirk has no doubt made tons of friends back there to look into it for him, right? He's got to have so many colleagues that he can turn to. He's not that big of a colossal douche nozzle that the only single friend on the planet and closest ally he has is someone he just pissed all over and threw off the ship.
What? Scotty, it's Kirk.
Young Kirk, constantly failing to measure up to even the pathetically low standards I set for you.
I will consider that an apology. And I will consider that apology.
You are the one who quit.
You made me quit!
Mr. Scott.
Well, at least you managed not to send him a dick pic, Jim. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I forgot about that specialist Wallace. Say cheese, number one. Speaking of which, Harrison says that if Kirk wants to know what's going on, open one of those torpedoes. So Spock introduces Kirk to Carol Marcus, the real identity of Wallace, to sort out what's in them. She says her father normally allows her to examine their projects, but something is up with these torpedoes. He was paranoid about them, and she wanted to know why. So she explains, even while she heads to the shuttle to get changed.
Just turn around. It's too dangerous to try and open one of these torpedoes on the Enterprise, but there is a nearby planetoid. I can open one up there, but I will need some help.
Turn around. Now.
At what point did they think guy who is good with the ladies meant has the decorum of a baboon? Well, after he's done brazenly ogling Carol, for simplicity I'm going to call her that to distinguish her from the Admiral, she and McCoy take the torpedo down to a nearby planetoid to open it, just in case things go badly. Don't want to blow up the Enterprise. That really wouldn't make it look good. I mean, give Kirk back the Enterprise only to destroy it on his first mission? Though I'm sure he'd blame it on someone else, too. Well, things go badly when the hatch closes on McCoy's arm, trapping it inside while the torpedo prepares to detonate, and beaming him back isn't an option, so Carol has to disarm it under pressure, revealing that inside the torpedo is... Yes, the torpedoes are powered by none other than Walt Disney. The tube is 300 years old, technology that they can't open because nobody does stuff like this anymore. It's like being an auto mechanic who's asked to shod a horse. Harrison says that he was the one who retrofitted all the torpedoes to contain those bodies. His people. He was also frozen. Their ship was found because of aggressive expansion of the Federation in the wake of the Nero incident. Harrison was then awakened, only he's not Harrison.
My name is Khan.